Hi, everyone. I want to thank you personally for attending this gala. It's something we've done for the last 6 years, and it's absolutely amazing how this has grown. The first year we started, and I felt like we had to drag people off the street to come and support us. We didn't have a house, we didn't have a family. All we had is an idea for this ministry. Can everybody see me okay? Last year, when you look at the video, it looked like I had a fight with the microphone. I'm vertically challenged, so people couldn't see me over it. So I'll try to stand tall. It's hard for me. So I'm here to tell the story about one of our families. Dawn came to Christina's house in 2017 in July. She's a little reticent to tell her story because it's still painful for her. I'm going to give you her background, and she'll follow with her experiences at Christina's house. Dawn was born in Connecticut. She does not have a relationship with her biological father, who left early in her life. Dawn's mother was in a relationship with a man who sexually abused Dawn from very early in her life until she was about 7 years old. As a young child, Dawn was scared, and she would beg her mother not to leave, but she always left her alone with the abuser. But Dawn's life changed when Scott came into her life. He married her mother and became the father that Dawn always wanted, and more importantly, kept her safe and changed her world. Dawn was doing well, but began to get angry when she remembered the sexual abuse and blamed her mother for allowing the boyfriend to abuse her. In her teen years, she became rebellious, and like many girls do, she ran away from home. But she never went very far. They actually found her in school and brought her back to her mother. So she was still attending school, so she was quickly returned home. But she started partying and drinking heavily. She was able to get her own apartment and hold a full-time job while attending college. At one of the parties she attended, she was raped by a football player from school. His mother worked at the police station, and he told Dawn, "If you tell anyone, I'll ruin your life." Scared, she moved to Oklahoma and remained there for 2 years. When she was 19, she met Danny, her first husband. The marriage was dysfunctional right from the start, and she divorced 7 years later. At 26, Dawn met Larry. Although she loved him, she refused to marry him after her first marriage ended so badly. But she and Larry stayed together and had 3 children. Dawn needed carpal tunnel surgery, and her life began a downward spiral. Dawn was giving oxycodone post-operatively and found herself quickly addicted. She began buying Oxy off the street and even introduced Larry to the drug. With 2 of them taking Oxy, she could no longer afford the street drug, so as many addicts do, they turned to the cheaper drug, heroin. They began to snort heroin and found they still needed more money to feed their habit, so Larry turned to dealing. Little did they know they were being watched by the police. Their house was raided, their children removed, and both spent the next 4 months in jail. Dawn was heartbroken during her time in jail. She was unable to see, speak to her children at all. It was the most difficult time in her life, and even more difficult to talk about because of the damage it did to her kids. Fortunately, Dawn was able to detox in jail. Larry was given a sentence of 3.5 years. Dawn was now on her own with her 3 children. After jail, Dawn was able to get a job and met a neighbor who talked her into going to a church. At this church, Dawn met a man she thought could make her happy. But shortly after the relationship began, he became physically abusive. The abuse was so bad that he kidnapped Dawn and her 3 children and held them in a hotel for 3 days. Dawn thought he was going to kill all of them. She's not sure why he changed his mind, but is convinced that God intervened. He put them in the car and dropped them off at her home. And because of the violence involved, she was moved to a shelter in Boston for her and her family's safety. Dawn has spent the last 18 months at Christina's house, and she is here to tell you about her experience. Please welcome Dawn. Dawn's a little nervous, so the other families at Christina's house are going to come up on stage and support her, along with Pastor.
Hi. Just a little nervous. Okay, so I left the shelter we were staying at in Boston and arrived at Christina's house with my 3 children. It was very fearful. Sorry. I remember standing outside the house and praying that this indeed was the start of a new beginning. I found I needed the love, support, and encouragement to move forward. The last few years have been damaging and ruined my self-esteem. I lacked the confidence I needed, but I walked through the front door and my journey began. I still wondered if a better future was out of reach. The journey was not always easy. At Christina's house, I found the encouragement I needed, but as time went by, I became comfortable and began to get my power back. But I began to use it in a negative way. I didn't really need to take their advice. I could do this on my own. But I was wrong. But they never gave up on me. Over the past 18 months, I have learned so much about myself and the person I've strived to be. I have achieved so many goals during the 18 months, including getting my driver's license, having a checking account, a job, the knowledge on how to budget and save money. Along with achieving my goals, I have seen the love of so many people. People who genuinely care about the success of my family. I have seen complete strangers provide my family with everything we needed. A car was donated once I received my license, gymnastic lessons for my girls, the summer camp for my kids. Every holiday, big or small, it was great at Christina's house, and so much more. My faith has increased by our weekly Bible studies, and I was baptized in May along with my 2 children. I am so thankful for Linda Mumblow for listening to her calling and opening Christina's house, because now I can probably listen to mine. I now have the tools to be able to recognize God's calling and pursue it. I have such hope and a brighter outlook on life. I have watched so many people give their time, possessions, and even money to help someone not in the same situation. Being at Christina's house has put smiles back on my children's faces, which is so important to me. I am so grateful and thankful for all the people who have crossed our path. To the volunteers, the donors, I want you to know you have changed my life a lot, and that of my children. You have given us hope and the realization of how much love there is in this world, and now I can give it back. Thank you. God bless you. And hold on one second.
I just wanted to say thank you. First and foremost for Shannon and Linda, and also the house mother, Linda. Without you, the house can function. You were amazing, and I thank God every day for you. Love you, Linda.
I just want to thank the volunteers, the newest mom, Jennifer, and I am so grateful for the volunteers that have impacted my children. They always say how awesome it is to meet people their age that are willing to just teach them and talk to them. So I'm very grateful for the volunteers. Thank you.
And I just want to say thank you so much to everyone that donate to Christina's house, and I hope you guys just keep donating because you're doing it for a good cause. Look at the four of us. Thank you so much.